It is my privilege to present to you our commencement speaker, Deborah Taylor Johnson, founder and chief executive officer of Chicago-based Taylor Johnson Olesker. Taylor Johnson Olesker is one of the top real estate marketing and communications firms in the nation, serving clients such as Donald Trump. Ms. Johnson launched the firm in 1977 and retired last year. The firm is now headed by her daughter Emily, who is co-owner and partner. The Fort Worth, Texas native received her bachelor's degree in secondary education from the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater in 1970. She's proud to have graduated in 3 years. She was not a 2-year super senior. After graduation, she moved to Chicago and taught high school English. She was also a featured columnist for the Suburban Trib, a sister publication of the Chicago Tribune. Ms. Johnson has published 2 books and was profiled in Who's Who of American Women, Who's Who in Business and Finance, Who's Who of Women in the World, and Who's Who in Emerging Leaders. Her newest interest after retirement is golf. She's currently rating golf courses around the country for Golf Week magazine and planning to write a 3rd book about these experiences. Ms. Johnson enjoys spending time with her family, which includes 5 grandchildren, and walking down a fairway with a putter in her hand. Please join me in welcoming Deborah Taylor Johnson.
Thank you. Happy birthday, Janae.
Thank you.
Thank you, Provost Clements, Chancellor Telfer, distinguished faculty, family, and friends, and of course, the great class of 2009. We are here today to celebrate a beginning, and I am deeply honored to share this significant moment in your lives. As I began working on this speech, my goal was to deliver a message that was relevant to you, something that was practical and specific to your goals and your dreams and your concerns. So in order to get to know you, I asked the Chancellor's office to help me send an online survey to you, asking you 2 questions. Over 600 of you responded. That's almost half of your graduating class. Of course, I also put on the survey that if you completed the survey and sent it back to me, I keep my speech short, so I think that helped. The first question I asked was, what are your plans after graduation? This is what you told me. 19% of you already have a job lined up. 16% of you are going on to higher education. 11% of you are going into the armed services or other public programs or traveling or starting your own business. And well over 50% of you will be looking for a job next week. This leads me to my second question. What are your biggest concerns right now? Your overwhelming response to this question was finding a job and getting out of debt. So this is what I'm going to talk about. Since graduating from Whitewater 39 years ago, I have learned a few things along the way that I hope will be useful to you. If you leave this building today remembering only one of these things, then my goal will be accomplished. Number 1, how to find a mentor. Remember, we talked about this last night. Please find a mentor early in your career. A good mentor, like a good coach, will see something in you that you don't see in yourself. My mentor owned a small public relations firm in Chicago and needed a writer. I was going through a divorce and needed a job. I'm convinced that divine intervention put the 2 of us together, and it changed my life forever. Nikki saw in me a promising entrepreneur where I saw only a single mom rearing 2 children and trying to pay the bills. Fortunately, Nikki's vision prevailed, and I eventually acquired her company and grew it into one of the largest real estate marketing firms in the country. I was helped in this endeavor by my daughter, who I had the great pleasure of mentoring. Emily now runs the company, which allows me to spend time on the golf course and with my 5 grandchildren. Thank you, Emily. Class of '09, I urge you to take advantage of Whitewater's mentoring program and call upon alumni to share their experiences and resources with you. And then, after you find a mentor, I want you to become a mentor. It's the greatest gift you can ever give anyone. Number 2, how to find a job. Your parents and grandparents have survived economies worse than the one we're in now. They know well that success is not a lottery. It is something you sweat for. As you walk across this stage in a few moments, you'll be taking the first step to finding a job, except for those 19% of you who already have one. The next step is to begin talking to people. Never stop networking. Make some business cards for yourself and hand them out to all of your friends, all of your family, and everyone you know. Ask for interviews and go to each of the interviews with an open mind. During your interview, listen more than you speak and think carefully about what the person on the other side of the table is going to hear, not what you're going to say. You will find work, but if you don't get the job you love, if you don't get the job you want, love the job you get and learn from it. Be patient, but not complacent. Work hard, but don't whine.